In this video we are replacing the main battery of a Mercedes-Benz A-Class 220D W176, and this will be the same to any A-Class model between year 2012 and 2018. First thing to do is to open the bonnet, go to the driver's side and pull the red handle under the steering wheel. Continue by lifting the bonnet and unclipping it using the latch located right down the middle of the bonnet, and then place the bonnet probe to securely hold it up. Take a quick look around the engine bay to familiarize yourself, and the battery box is located on the right hand side of the engine right there. Now let's start testing and removing the old battery. To begin, open the battery box lid by sliding it downwards, unclipping it from the wiring loom clip and lifting it off completely. Take your time here to ensure you don't damage any surrounding cables like the wiring loom with the clip. Next, remove the red plastic cap from the top of the positive terminal if your car has one. This will give you full access to the terminal for testing and removal. Time to connect the battery tester and check the condition of the old battery. First, connect the black cable of the tester firmly onto the negative pole of the battery. Then attach the red cable of the tester onto the positive pole. Once both cables are connected, the tester screen will automatically power on. I'm using a top-down battery tester from Amazon, and the link is in the description below. Once the tool powers on, select the correct battery rating. For my battery that's 800 amperes. The tester will then analyze the battery's voltage, internal resistance and overall condition. On the screen you see details like the battery health, which is in my case, as you can see, is only 13%, and the charge level is only 47%. The tester itself has an indicator light that shows the battery status good, charge and bad, and in this case the red bad indicator lights up, confirming the battery is no longer in a reliable condition and needs to be replaced. Time to loosen the bolts that hold the battery clamps onto the terminals. Using a ratchet with a 10mm hex socket, carefully unscrew the bolt onto the positive terminal clamp first. Before I continue, I will put on my gloves as an extra safety measure when dealing with electrical components. With gloves on, continue to loosening the bolt until the clamp is loose enough to move, but don't remove it just yet. We move to the negative terminal clamp and repeat the process again using a 10mm socket. Time to remove the bolt on the side of the battery box. This is the one that keeps the battery firmly locked in position so it doesn't move around when you're driving. For this you'll need a larger ratchet, an extension bar and a 13mm hex socket. The extension gives you the reach you need to get past the edge of the battery and down to the bolt. Place the socket on the bolt head and start loosening it slowly. You don't need to rush here, a steady turn will prevent the socket from slipping off and damage the bolt. Once the bolt is loose, slowly and steadily remove your tool, leaving the bolt in place. This helps prevent it from accidentally falling into the under tray, where retrieving it would be much more difficult. Now carefully use a magnetic tool to lift the 13mm bolt out. Be gentle, if it slips it could fall into the under tray, which will need to be removed in order to get it. Before disconnecting the battery, we need to connect the jump starter pack to the terminals. This is an important step because it keeps the power flowing through the car while we work. Make sure your jump starter pack has enough battery and is turned on. As you can see, mine is at 80%, which is more than enough for this job. Start by taking the black cable from the jump starter pack and clipping it securely onto the negative terminal of the battery. Make sure it has a firm grip and it doesn't move around. Once that's in place, grab the red cable from the jump starter pack and connect to the positive terminal. Again, check that the clamp sits tight and makes a solid connection. With both cables now attached, the jump starter is providing backup power to the car. Next, push the wiring loom down to create some space. Then, lift the positive terminal straight off the battery pole. Move the cable aside so it stays clear while you continue working. Now carefully pull out the red vent tube, also known as the breather tube. This small tube allows gases to escape from the battery, preventing pressure building up inside the compartment. Next, remove the negative terminal. Since the clamp is already loose, lift it straight off the battery pole and move the cable aside, making sure it stays well clear of the battery. This gives us the space we need to lift the battery out safely. Then carefully pull the positive terminal cable away to create even more room to remove the battery. With all the cables disconnected and clear, it's time to remove the battery. Leave the battery using the handles. Take your time as it's heavy. Be careful not to disconnect the jump starter cable still connected while you do that. Once the battery is out, do not forget to remove the metal bracket from the battery box. This bracket is what holds the battery securely in place. We will be reinstalling it with a new battery. Now it's time to install the new battery. The battery we will be installing today is the Varta Silver Dynamic AMG A6 F21, link in the description below. Grab the battery by the handles and lower it carefully into the battery box. Wiggle it gently into position while keeping the jump starter cables connected. Once it's seated, give it a final wiggle to ensure it's secure. Before refitting the bracket, reconnect the negative terminal. Press it down firmly onto the battery pole and make sure it's seated correctly. Do not disconnect the jump starter just yet. Now, before you connect the positive pole, let's install the metal bracket that secures the battery in place. If we install the positive pole first, that will be on the way for us dropping the metal bracket in place. Lift the positive cable out of the way and drop the bracket back into its slot on the correct side in order to catch the battery. Make sure it sits flush on the top of the battery edge by positioning it correctly with your hands after you drop it. With the bracket now in place, it's time to reconnect the positive terminal. Push it straight down onto the pole until it's seated firmly. Then push the little black cable onto the box. Next, insert the vent tube onto the vent port on the new battery. This, as mentioned before, allows gas to escape and prevents any pressure buildup. Now that the battery is firmly in place, disconnect the jump starter pack cables. Now that the clamps are connected on the negative and positive terminals, it's time to tighten them with a 10mm socket and ratchet. Make sure they're secure but don't over tighten them. Now it's time to put the bolt back into place and tighten it. Carefully position the bolt into the hole using your magnet tool so it doesn't slip. Once it's lined up, grab your ratchet with the extension and a 13mm socket. Lower it down to the bolt and begin tightening the bolt down slowly. Make sure the bracket pulls firmly against the edge of the battery as you tighten. This ensures the battery is locked securely and won't shift while you're driving. Once the bolt is fully tightened, carefully back the tool away from the bolt and lift it out slowly. Make sure nothing slips or gets dropped. Now that everything is finished, it's time to put back the red cap on the positive terminal. Time to put the battery box lid back into place. Pull out the wiring loom and clip it back to the battery box lid. Slide the battery box lid up until it clicks and locks securely. Last, give it a little wiggle and make sure it's locked into place. Tuck the cable back into the channel on the top of the battery box lid. Give everything a quick wipe and remove any tools around the engine bay. And that's the battery replacement complete. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.